Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. In this video we're tackling some new functionality on our front end, and that's related to the display of source types in our settings tab here. So if you haven't watched any of my previous videos, I'm building this application with AI, and so far we've built out quite a bit of the front end and a lot of the back end. When creating a note, users have the ability to select what's known as a source type. So they can either search for an existing one, such as this YouTube video I watched, same here with another YouTube video, or they can create a new source. But each source also is a source type. So from here you can see these are all the source types, and depending on what source type you select, different fields are populated. So for example, a magazine article shows different fields as opposed to that YouTube video. Now what we have is the ability to create these custom source types, but we don't have the ability to currently view our source types on the front end. And with the source types, there's both system created ones and custom ones. The system created ones are things like newspaper articles, YouTube videos, etc. And instead of being able to delete them, we're just going to allow users to kind of toggle them on or off. So if at one stage they think, hey, I'm never going to watch YouTube, I'm never going to log notes from YouTube, they might turn that off, but then later on if they decide, they can turn that back on. So it's quite an involved piece of front-end logic, because I think we've got to get all of our source types. We then have to allow editing of those source types, and then the source types as well. It's not just a simple issue of rendering some defined fields, because the source types have this fields array, and then each source type can have a different number of fields, or type of field. So there's all that to consider, and then how you display this on the UI as well. So what I've done is I've written this prompt out to save you time. Basically, here are the fields that source types can have. I want to create a component to view these source types. We're going to have both a container for the business logic and then a list view. We're going to render this on our settings page, which I mentioned down here. And these are the fields we have to render. And then at the moment, if a user clicks on the heading, expand the accordion, show the fields, and if there is a toggle, we're just going to console log the result of the toggle. So that's for things that, for example, required or something like that. We'll obviously add the backend logic to update that. But for now, we're just focusing on basically the GET request to get these source types and display them. So we're going to hit send on that, and hopefully Claude comes back with some good code. It's been a little bit, I don't know, not as good the last day or so. I don't know if anything's changed, or maybe it's just my prompting, but on the front end, some UI, UX things we were doing, it wasn't very, I just didn't find it very good, to be honest. And yesterday when I was working on some stuff last night as well. So off the bat though, this looks like it's following what we want it to do. So we're going to have a container, and then as I said, we're going to have the list view itself, and then we update the settings page. So we already have the hook to get all source types, so hopefully we don't run into any difficulty with that, and we will get started with this. So what I might do is I'll pull this over to the side, I'll bring this here. We're going to be in our settings folder here, and we're going to create a new subfolder, and this subfolder is going to be called source type settings. We've already got that here. So we're going to add a new file in here, and this is going to be view source types container. Cut and paste that in here, and this is where we're using our use source types, so our existing hook, and then there's the console log to toggle the visibility, and then we render this view source types list. So here we are just going to create our view source types list component. Paste that in there. Now, accordion, let's just check we have features, components, UI. We don't, so we need to install it. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that, oh, there's the prompt right there. Claude and ChatGPT, or one or the other, I can't remember, always kept giving us like the slightly wrong command for this. So at least I didn't have to go back and look and see. Right, there's our accordion. I'll come back here to our view source types list. That's all there, and then in the settings page itself, we now need to hate it when it like create source. Update the render to include view source type container in create source type container. Okay, I think it didn't have our settings page, or it didn't look correctly. Because it was kind of coming up with a different approach as opposed to using this switch statement. Why does it, honestly, why? Surely I can just import. Why? How do you return? Can I return two things? No. Can I just do this? Copy. Okay, same ways you would normally do it, of course. Okay. We're getting some weird error. Don't know what that means. UI component switch. What? View source types list. Ah. All right. No, still not happy. Okay, that's really annoying. Kill the front end. Run that. Okay, and then npm install. wonder if it's because we had to install a new version of ShadCN if it broke any of the old ones. Unlikely, but potential. It's also telling me to remove some temp files. So PC. Local temp. That folder's not even there. Right. Come on. Let's try. Alright, settings. Awesome. Hasn't broken. There we go. Okay, fantastic. So, doesn't let us close it, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, this is kind of what we were after. And then this, alright, these toggles don't work, but that's fine. What about this one? Nope, toggle doesn't work. Okay, fantastic. So you can see, yeah, these are the two custom ones, masterclass and this one. So we should be able to delete these, and then these ones are the system provided ones, which we're just going to toggle on and off in terms of the ability to see them. So and then at some point we're going to have the ability to delete individual fields or edit individual fields, but we'll cover that a little bit later on. So what I will do now is just going to take a brief break, and we'll come back. I'll append it to this video, and we'll either work on the ability to delete or edit these source types. So I'll be back. Thanks for watching so far. Okay, I'm back another day, and we're going to append this video to the one previously. There's some functionality that we need to adjust with the ability to view the source types. So we're going to start pretty simply saying, you know, the accordion only expands, can't be closed, please fix this, I should say. And then after that, we're going to need to create a new hook for edit, use edit source type, so that we can allow the toggling on and off of our whether or not an item is going to be displayed on the card. So this is what I'm referring to here, and this is the value that then displays on the card when we look at the dashboard. So I think that's fairly self-explanatory to Claude. I've asked it to let me know if it has any questions, and I'll just throw that at it, and we'll look to update this functionality and get this a little bit further progressed. Optimistic updates. I'm trying to remember what this is. Yeah, actually, for a toggle, let's use optimistic. It's a good idea. So on the front end, when you toggle it, it'll show high, even if it's it'll show a high this value even if it's still taking a little bit of time to send that to the back end. All right, so what we're going to do, we'll pull our code over here, we'll pull that over there, and we'll go up here, and we will get to work. So in our so many folders, features, hooks, we're going to go in here and we're going to create a new one called useEditSourceType.js, and we'll copy this. So edit source, hitting our API endpoint. Looks all fairly self-explanatory there. And then what we're going to do is update our view source types container. So view source types container. Here we need to look for a function called handle toggle visibility. Okay, that was my mistake. I thought the toggle would. Not that I thought the toggle worked. I thought we. Oh no, sorry, I'm getting it mixed up. Handle toggle expand is what we needed to fix, and it did create it previously, but nothing different there. I'm not too sure. Bring in this, and also bring in our hook, and then handle toggle displayed on card. And then in our return, just update this. Okay, and then make sure we save that. In our view type list, so all imports remain the same. So in our accordion component, this is where we had the issue. So type single, and then collapsible value. Okay, so I think it was just missing that part there. And then in accordion content, fields, mapping fields. Don't see anything that's changed there. Show on card here. Switch. So we change this switch statement to toggle, and that should be that. Then what we need to do, even though Claude hasn't told us, in our endpoints here, we need to bring in our hook. So where is it? I always forget. So edit. Is that what we're calling it? Container. I'm having a complete mind blank of what we put with source types. What did we call it? It's just edit here. Okay. But we need to just thrown by one of the questions that it's asking, so I'm not sure if it's referring to something that we haven't done. Yeah, I've already done it. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's go to our front end. Bring this back over here. Let's first of all see if these toggles work. Can I click anywhere? a bit slow. Oh my god, why is that? Hang on. Click once, opens. Click twice, nothing. Click 3 times. Click once, click twice, click 3 times. Yeah, it's not working. Click 4 times. Okay. That's broken. All right, and then let's see here. So actually what we'll do is we'll go to our dashboard. Sources. So channel name on YouTube is probably something we can do. So YouTube, channel name. That's really annoying. Return to dashboard. Sources. Same thing's happening. So why is it doing that? All right, let's fix this issue. Didn't think Claude would get confused with a toggle, so fairly straightforward. All right, let's do this. And then create set of state, expanded types, set expanded types. That's the same. Save that. Right. Then in our view source type list, in a return for the accordion, right, let's see if that works. Just refresh. Right, click once, opens, click twice, close. Much smoother. Okay. Just gonna actually check. So when you, it throws an error, route not found. Okay, that's probably why that's happening. So let's double check ourselves. So in our routes, toggle, no, sorry, edit source type. Is sources, yep. And then source types / source type ID. Why is it saying not found? Sources. Ah. Missed this part here. Alright, let's refresh, try again. Weird. just gonna base API sources, source types /id. Where am I going wrong? Log in, and then let's get our bearer token. So source types, get all source types, send. All right. Oh, sorry, it's folders. Sources, get all sources. We must have accidentally. Okay, so then in our patch request, this is the ID. We should be able to, don't need that there. Should be able to change this to let's just change it to YouTube video 2. Hit send. Invalid authentication token, that's my mistake. Login, copy. Send. Okay, so that worked. Source type. I wonder. ADB. Oh no, still doing that. So, what? No route. It's crazy. Sources. Ah. Is it double firing? Edit source. Yeah, so so I think, yeah, it's just a difference in approach with this hook creation. So we're going to get this fixed up. Okay, yeah. So we're just going to update the hook here to use the same approach that we have with other ones, and then that way we're not going to get into an issue of inconsistencies with our hooks. So now that we've done that, let's log back into the front end. Alright. Settings, YouTube. Alright, so channel name. What? Dashboard. Why did it get rid of the title? Okay, that's weird. So what's happening? I know what will be happening here. So in our back end, it's updating the fields. Yeah, okay. So we need to update the front end to pass in the entire object, which is a little bit annoying because I've just ruined our YouTube video fields there, and now it's destroyed a couple of my things, but that's okay. That's the whole purpose of doing this. So what we're going to do is take a pause here, and I'll come back and fix it up in a minute. Okay, we will update our hook because it was previously just updating the one field, but that had the impact of deleting everything else. So I'm going to try this new approach and get this working. Handle toggle display on card. And edit source type. Actually, sorry, my mistake. Copy. Alright. So we come over here, settings. Let's try the take off participants. Awesome. Let's just refresh. Come back here, and it's still there. Great. So we can show that on the card. The problem is, oh, we can turn this on. Let's turn channel name on. So if we go to dashboard sources, it now shows the channel name. We can turn that back off, and then turn to dashboard, and the channel name's good. But the source type always gets displayed there. So we do that. Alright, now what we probably want to do is that doesn't have the toggle because it's no longer set as being not custom. So I'm just trying to think about the approach here. So in our model, source type model, we have is custom to determine if it's a system created or user created type. And what we want to allow them to do is delete their own ones, but not delete system created types. So to do that, we are going to okay, so let's go back to knowledge bank. Let's attach those, and then let's also attach our hook. Right. In the actually, we don't want the switch to be there if it's custom. we want the switch to be there for if it's displayed. Is visible. So I'm just going to change that. Front end. Source type. If visible. Why is we have that field on the back end, we're not getting it on the front end? Yeah, so it is visible. Ah, there it is. Okay. Alright, so yeah, what we want to do is if the source type dot is custom is true, is false, then we want to render the switch for source type dot is visible, and toggling this switch will allow is source type okay. In the view source types component, we need to change some functionality. If the source type dot is custom is false, then we want to render the switch for the source type is visible, and toggling the switch will send call So in here,
can I use your mic?
so in our view source types list, we're going to take this and update. Actually, no, we're going to take this whole div. Yep. Update that. Then the container, source types container, what do we have to, probably should have told it to tell us, but it's this function here, handle toggle visibility, so we'll update that, save that, edit, that should all stay the same. So update a switch component, yep, modified, yep. Yep. that's everything. So what's this? Button cannot be repeated. Button in accordion. 12. What we'll do, just go back up here. I'm just going to copy this whole component. Save that, just in case I copied something incorrect. No, okay, I didn't. It's still an issue. We'll cover that in a second. So what I can do is, if we toggle this, okay, the toggle doesn't work. Let me just double check one thing in our container. Copy. Just make sure we brought all that in correctly. Probably didn't. Maybe missed something. Refresh. Still get that error with the button. That's fine. Live event recording. So, okay, the toggle doesn't work. Cool. Of course, you made a mistake. Right. So copy this. Save that. And then we need to edit our hook. Copy. Save. Refresh. Okay. There it is. Still have that button issue, but that's fine. So come down here to live event recording. Toggle. There's no way of toggling it back on because iChange is custom. So hang on, if need to think about this. So you always need to know is the source type custom, right? Then if the source type is custom, is it visible or not? So if source type is true, no, okay. Yeah, so we shouldn't be. I think that was the error. Got a little bit mistaken. Maybe it was on my prompting there. So let's refresh again. I'll have to manually update those ones that we've bugged up a little bit, but that's fine. So let's go audio clip voice note. So toggle this. So then on the front end in source type is custom. We should just change that. So if source type is custom is true, then what did it change? I think it changed anything, did it? Okay, try again. Oh my god, it's still getting rid of it. This is a visible thing. No, it's not just changing that. Why? Copy. No. Where's the document? Is custom true? Why is it changing is custom? Maybe it's on our back end and it's source type service utils. Is custom. Nope, is custom. Add source type, delete. No, why are you? Earning 3 messages. Okay, so just for sanity's sake, refresh this. So source. Let's go to tweet. Is custom is set to false. We refresh the data. Is custom is set to true. So toggle. And then use edit source type. Alright. Try again. Okay, so I have all of these. Oh my goodness. What is going on? Early sending. No. Oh my god. I'm also worried now with the changes if we... Oh no, that still works. Let's just refresh, double check. Okay, so that still works, but I'm completely confused. So maybe try and debug this a little bit ourselves. So, is custom. Only use there to display. Then in our container, only send the invisible. Is the is visible changing? Need one that's okay, what infographic? So infographic is visible is true. Comment that. And then infographic okay, is visible isn't updating either. Try again. Let's source type. Now back end. That's my bad. Far out. We don't have the functionality. All that going round in circles. Alright. I didn't even think to check there. So source type name. Oh, okay. No, actually, because we had this separate route for source type visibility. That's annoying. My mistake. That's such a dumb mistake. What a waste. Alright, sorry about that, everyone. We created the backend a long time ago and I completely forgot. So use toggle source. I think I separated out this so that you wouldn't have to accidentally worry about this. Should be fairly easy though. Okay. Then endpoints. Oh, I don't need the back end. Sorry, what? Okay, just do this. Mutate. I always just get confused. What? Because we've already got a edit one. I'm just trying to remember where it picks up, where does it get the edit or created? Like, where do you define what that value is? Toggle visibility. Is that just automatically extracted from? Ah, yeah, sorry. No, but that, yeah. Let's just put that in. There, on the endpoints, okay. Forgotten about that, that's fine. All right. So, with a bit of luck, undefined. So sources, source type, it might be slightly different. Sources, source types, ID, it's not the same thing. Copy, save, and then in the container, just update that. This is slightly different. Okay, fantastic. Let's try again. Still got this error about the button, but that's fine. Instagram post. Oh, happy days. All right, so now if we go to create a new note, test, test, new source type. Instagram post still shows up because we need to update on the front end here. Okay. So that is in create new note, create new note modal, and then source type, render source type. Select the source, copy, our Instagram post gone. Yep. Awesome. Let's do another quick one. So if we go settings, maybe actually we could make it so that you can do all. Go Facebook post. Just thinking about it, like maybe you do not want to delete. Oh, hang on. What am I doing? And Facebook post is gone too. Cool. So yeah, maybe what you want to do is you do want to display this for everything, and then be able to allow people to create source types, toggle them on and off for being visible. And we need to come up with a better terminology than just is visible. And then in here you can say delete source type, and then you could have, you know, wording that says if is custom is false. So if it's a system created one, say you cannot delete system created source types, you can only toggle them. But then I guess what's the reason for not allowing someone to delete a system type? Originally we didn't do that because all of the source types were pulling from a central list, and then we updated our code so when people create a new account we automatically populate their account with these. So we kind of run a create script to add each of these. So technically you could delete them all. We've overcome that. Yeah, just got to think through the best approach there. Cool. Well, that functionality is working. So is the toggling on the cards. I do need to manually probably use Postman to add back in a few of these fields because we don't have that functionality yet, unless we go ahead and allow people to add fields directly on these source types, like edit the source type to add new fields. And then the other thing I want to do is add here like a rich, I mean it's still a string obviously, but on the front end define it as rich text, and then figure out how we could save that we want it rendered as rich text, so that when someone is creating they can have like a rich text field box for that source if they need to. Anyway, as you may have seen, we are at our message limit for the day, and yeah, I have to come back a little bit later on anyway and do this. So we'll wrap the video there, and I'll catch you in the next one.